So a couple of summers ago, I had this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go on this epic adventure, flying a small aircraft from Sault Ste. Marie to Burlington, Ontario, and then back all in one day. It was such an awesome experience. I even got to fly the plane myself for a bit of the flight, which was really cool. And I ended up filming a lot of the flight. However, I've never actually made a video about that experience. And so I thought, what better time than the present than to share the story of the Burlington flight. Now, we start off bright and early in Sault Ste. Marie with a pre-flight inspection and a glorious liftoff right over the St. Mary's River. So shortly after liftoff, we are greeted with the vast openness of Lake Huron. This Great Lake is pretty much just like an ocean. You can just see all the way to the end of the horizon, and it's super beautiful, especially along the north channel of Lake Huron, where there are so many islands, all shapes and different sizes. And we actually fly over Manitoulin Island, which is the largest island on a freshwater lake in the world. And so it was really cool to see it from up above. On our way back, we actually end up landing on Manitoulin Island for a little bit of a stop. But on our way down to southern Ontario, we just get to enjoy the view from up above. And I love the color of the water, especially in the morning light. The blue is just shimmering. You get a little bit of turquoise with some of the beaches and things like that. it was really, really pretty. And to see it from this vantage point was just super spectacular. As we transitioned from Northern Ontario into Southern Ontario, we decided to stop in Wyerton. Now, in this very small airport, we were the only ones there at the time, and we decided to refuel the aircraft and also just get our bearings all situated before entering the really busy airspace. After that quick stop, one big difference that was quite evident right away was the amount of turbulence that we experienced while we were in Southern Ontario. Once we landed in Burlington, my friend's dad and sister were waiting for us at the tarmac. They ended up going on a little tour of downtown Toronto together. I unfortunately was unable to join them as it would put the airplane overweight, so I had to sit that one out. However, I still got to enjoy the small airport there, which was really busy with lots of small airplanes coming and going. It was really cool to see all the different types of aircraft that were being used there, so that was pretty cool. So you may be wondering what I've been drawing this whole time, and that is actually this illustration, which is the side profile of the aircraft that we were flying. It is a Cessna 172, and I'll be honest, I do not know much about airplanes, so all that I could really say is that it is a single turbopropped aircraft, and I mean, don't quote me on that because I don't even know for sure, but if I remember correctly, that's what I believe it is. But anyways, yeah, it was a really cool experience to fly on this small plane and going cross country. And yeah, it's a lot rougher than your typical commercial flight. And so that was definitely evident, especially in Southern Ontario, where we felt a lot of turbulence, especially after lifting off from Burlington to return to the Sault. But once we crossed over into Northern Ontario, up on to the Manitoulin Island from Bruce Peninsula, things started to even out again, and it was smooth sailing. We ended up stopping in Gore Bay, which is one of the most interesting airports that I've ever been to. So after our quick stop in Gore Bay, it was just the home stretch left to get back to Sault Ste. Marie. And I think this was one of my favorite parts of the whole trip, mainly because I was able to actually fly the plane. So my friend Dominik, he showed me the controls, how to steer the plane and all that kind of stuff, and he gave me about 5 minutes of flight time, which was just super epic. You know, it's one of those bucket list items, and I'm very fortunate and grateful that I was able to have that opportunity to actually fly a plane. It's not something that everybody gets to experience, so yeah, I'm super thankful that I was able to experience that. And of course, the views outside of the windows while I was doing that were just epic. You know, panning around, seeing all the islands there on the North Channel of Lake Huron. It's what inspired the illustration here, which I just finished, the Cessna 172 on a birchwood panel, and the illustration on the inside with all the islands and stuff like that, kind of a little bit of an homage to the North Channel of Lake Huron, I should say. And yeah, I love seeing Ontario and Lake Huron from that perspective. It's definitely a bird's eye type of view, and yeah, it was just super epic. In terms of the illustration, it is made on a 12 by 24 inch birch wood panel, and yeah, like you see, it is the side profile of the Cessna 172, and yeah, it was really cool to create this illustration. I've done several different planes in the past, but never one at this scale, so that was really awesome to make. I really like creating illustrations within objects, or I don't know if you want to say machinery, but I've done like things like trailers and cars before, and doing illustrations within the outlines of them is always really cool. Like, I really enjoy doing it. So yeah, this one's definitely a cool way to kind of remember that experience from a couple years ago, and kind of have a little memento of it. But if you're interested in aviation and specifically in Cessnas and stuff like that, I'll have this illustration available for sale, of course, a one-of-one original. And yeah, if you're interested, just let me know. I'll have all the links and ways to contact me down in the description below. So that's going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe, and I'm excited to see what other adventures we can get up to. And yeah, keep living that dream, and we'll catch you on the next one.